The Tony Award-nominated play Next Fall marks its Melbourne premiere in July. It's coming up in just a few days' time. It's a touching play that will hit the heartstrings of the audience. It's a story of the ups and downs of a couple's 5-year relationship interrupted by an accident which changes everything. My next guest, Sharon Davis, plays Holly in Next Fall, and Holly's on the line right now. Holly, nice to have you with us today.
Oh, hi, Leigh. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be talking to you about our fabulous show. So,
it's a new
but
one,
I do play the character of Holly, and she's a pretty wild and crazy character.
Well, tell me about Holly.
She is a resident of New York City.
Right.
So I think, with that comes someone who, has to be kind of pretty tough and take everything as it comes. She's a business owner. She runs a candle store, and she employs the two main characters of the show, Adam and Luke, at various times in their lives. So she's I guess I would call her a searcher. She's someone who's, constantly trying and seeking new ways to find truth and meaning in her life through chakras and candles and meditation and yoga and, everything that you could possibly try. Holly's tried and been into.
Well, Holly's Adam's best friend, as I understand it,
yes.
in this play. And, of course, if things, go upside down as the time goes on, you must have a hell of a story to have to blend together there with all the emotions running around the stage.
Yeah, it's a real ride, and at this stage in the rehearsal process, we're sort of grappling with putting all of that together, and it really is an emotional roller coaster. And the other interesting thing about this play is it deals with so many quite heavy ideas and experiences, but it's also quite funny, and especially the flashback scenes. It's a play it's set in the at a period where Luke has an accident, and so everyone comes together in the hospital, and then it flashes backwards over the 5-year relationship that Adam and Luke have. And they're quite funny. But meanwhile, these characters are actually going through quite heavy and trying things. But it's still quite funny on the outside as well. So it's a real roller coaster ride.
Yeah, as you said there's lots of stories blending into this and lots of themes, because Luke believes in God, but then his partner Adam doesn't. And of course that influences things, I suppose, as the play goes on, the accidents there, and what do you do in a time of need like this, and what are the families going to say?
Well, and that's one of the crucial points of conflict in the play. A lot of the drama comes out of this, this quite distinctive difference between Adam and Luke. Every couple has their differences that, can create conflict, but a difference of, religion is quite a profound difference, whether you believe or whether you don't believe. And so, that's what sort of generates a lot of the discussion in the play, a lot of the conflict, a lot of the drama, and a lot of the humour as well. But especially in the scenes that are in the hospital waiting room when Luke's parents arrive and are sitting there with his friends and his lover, and they don't know about that he's gay. So you could drama and chaos ensue from that point forward. But it brings up a lot of really interesting questions around identity and belief, and we've all been grappling with that as well.
And very topical today, isn't it? I mean, so it's a topic that's very open to all of us at the moment, and gay marriage and things like that. And it's all on the table, and it's going to be a play to be reckoned with. I think it's going to be great to see it. Yeah,
I hope so, and I really do hope it. It just generates discussion and openness. We have people, I guess, on sort of every part of the spectrum of these kinds of discussions and debate represented in the play. But what I love about this play is that everyone is treated with respect and humanity, and it's not these people are bad and these people are good. Everyone is just human, and at the end of the day, what we're dealing with is people who are trying to find truth and love in the world, and trying to find that regardless of what their belief system
yes,
is. And I think that's the point.
Exactly right. I was going to say to you, everyone deserves to have love in their life. Everyone, no matter who we are and what we are. Yeah.
And that's what I love about the theatre is, you know, when it's really kicking, it's when we're having those kinds of discussions and we're sort of trying to get to the nitty gritty of what life is. And for me, it's that love and respect and humanity.
Well, that'll be your psychology degree coming there, won't it?
Yeah.
No? Because you train as a psychologist, so there we have that filtering in your background there. So you've got a first-hand experience, I suppose.
Well, I didn't actually complete that degree, so I'm not.
You didn't have to tell the audience that.
I'll just put my shingle out and invite people into my backyard.
That was up in Newcastle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So why did you go away from that and go into theatre?
Well, it sort of happened simultaneously. I was studying psychology, and when you're fresh out of school and you're 18, 19, I don't know anyone who can make decisions that last for the rest of their lives at that age, but I thought I could. And I took up drama as something to fill up my credit points at university, and it ended up filling up my life instead. And, I started doing more and more performances at the university and outside, and there was a great slew of staff that were working there at the time that were, still had their hand in the professional industry and became solid mentors and sort of encouraged me to run away and join the circus. So I did. You did,
and it's been successful ever since. Of course, you've been in Neighbours. My listeners might recognise you now from Neighbours. It's a date, Killing Time.
Yes, just little bits and pieces there, and mostly, a lot of theatre has kept me busy, which has been great. I love theatre, and
well, you've done work with La Mama, haven't you?
Yes, I've graced the La Mama stages a couple of times, but that's a wonderful institution. I'm so proud and pleased to be part of the Melbourne theatre scene and the independent theatre scene, and I've also had the privilege of touring around Australia a couple of times with some shows, and that's always wonderful, getting out into regional Australia and places where they don't get as much theatre that we take for granted here in Melbourne.
Sharon, I see that up in Queensland you're in Mother and Son. That must have been a hoot for you.
Oh, that was a real treat. Yeah, working with some incredible actors, some of the finest comedic performers in Australia, really. That was pretty marvellous, I have to say.
I was talking to Darren Redgate a couple of weeks ago on this program, and he was saying that when he was in, I think it was New York, he's telling me he watched this play and he had tears in his eyes, and his friend with him said, "You've got to do this one."
Yeah.
And there it is. It came to Sydney, came down to Melbourne, and I think it's going to be a great hit. I'm looking forward to it very, very much.
Oh, well, it'll be good to have you there, yeah.
Now, how do you go about the final weeks of production now in your rehearsals? Full dress coming up soon?
Not until, so when we go up on the 12th, we start our preview, so we bump in the beginning of that week. So there's not a lot of time to bump into the theatre, but Chapel of Chapel is such a wonderful venue to work for, and they are so supportive and generous. So we're really looking forward to getting, everything in there, the full set, all the costumes, and start putting it together. But at this stage, we're still squirreling away and working really hard on, just making sure that we really understand this piece and these characters so that we can do it justice. Our job is to bring the world that the writer has set, to the audience, and to, really do that a solid justice. So,
well, Sharon, it looks like it's going to be a hit, as I said to you before, and it is a Chapel of Chapel at the Loft Theatre, and it's running from the 12th until the 30th of July. You can book by phoning.
That's right.
Yeah, by phoning the Chapel of Chapel people, and they'll get you in straight away. Good to talk to you, Sharon. I'll see you on the opening night. Look forward to catching up with you afterwards and having a drink, perhaps.
Absolutely.
Be nice.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's actor Sharon Davis playing Holly.